to talk about massacres that happened that's going to put Alberto Fujimori. Alberto Fujimori is going to go to jail for 25 years. He's an old-ass man right now. He, got pardoned because of a medical emergency, but then other people are like, no, he's a fucking war criminal, bribery, and forced sterilization, and this and that. Very first thing he actually gets convicted for, Alberto Fujimori, was like the search and seizure without a warrant. So it was like, and it looked like it was on some, so anyways, it was kind of a minor thing. But then they said, well, what about this massacre? And what about that massacre? What about the forced sterilizations? So let's talk about the Cantuta University massacre, which happened on July 18th, 1992. You're going to have 10 people that are going to get killed, a professor and 9 students. Now, the Cantuta University massacre, this is going to be attached to the president, right? The president, Alberto Fujimori, somehow was connected to, okay, so pay attention. So the Cantuta, the other one was the Barrios Altos massacre, which had happened November 3rd, 1991, which actually happened about 8 months prior. Now, the big difference that I think is that the Cantuta, that seems to be revenge for, a different attack, but the Barrios Altos massacre just seemed like it took place for no apparent reason whatsoever. So the Cantuta University massacre. Now, supposedly, members of the Shining Path, right, that Maoist extremist group, a university professor, 9 students from Lima's Cantuta University, were abducted, tortured, killed by a military death squad. Took place in Peru, July 18th, 1992. This is Alberto Fujimori. Alberto Fujimori, during the presidency of Alberto Fujimori, the incident occurred 2 days after the Shining Path Tarata bombing had left over 40 dead in the Lima province. So this is retaliation, revenge. Were this professor and these 9 students actually attached to this shit? Or did they just say, hey, you've been talking about their ideas, so fuck you, right? You're going to get fucked up for their fucking, you're going to pay for what they had done. So this incident was among the crimes noted in the conviction of Alberto Fujimori on April 7th, 2009 on charges of human rights abuses. Hey, Alberto Fujimori, remember when you took that military death squad and you took out that professor and 9 students? And so here's what happened, okay? In the pre-dawn hours of July 18th, 1992, before dawn, before sun comes up, 2 days after the Tarata bombing, members of the Army Intelligence Service, SIE, and the Army Directorate of Intelligence, DINTE, D-I-N-T-E, most of whom were attached to the recently established Grupo Colina Death Squad, burst into the residences of the Enrique Guzman y Valle National University. The Enrique Guzman y Valle National University. Once inside, the troops forced all the students to leave their rooms, lie belly down on the floor. 9 students were believed to be linked to the Tarata bombing. Bertilla Luzano, Torres Dora Fierro, Luis Ortiz Perea, Armando Condor, Robert Espinoza, Heraclides, Meza, Felipe, Chipana, Marcelino, Cardenas, and Juan Figueroa. Okay, were separated from the others, taken away. Meanwhile, in the staff residences, a group of soldiers broke into the home of Professor Hugo Munez Sanchez. After searching his bedroom, they gagged the professor and led him away. And then there's an amnesty law, something, another. So this is Jesus Christ. Hey, Alberto Fujimori, you really want to go after these, guys, right? These punks, right? 9 students believed to be linked to the Tarata bombing. Were they linked? I mean, it's been almost 30 fucking years. Do we know if they were linked to the thing or not? The death squad, this is not the first time the death squad has done their death squad shit. So the amnesty law, I guess the Fujimori government had passed an amnesty law. Be like, oh shit, let's pass an amnesty law. The March 21st, 2001, Attorney General Nelly Calderon presented charges against Alberto Fujimori, accusing him of being one of the co-authors of this massacre and of the 1991 Barrios Altos massacre. So he wasn't just like a part of it. It wasn't like, hey, you do it and just keep it out of the office. This was, hey, the La Cantuta massacre. So this is Alberto Fujimori being like, yeah, it's that professor and the students. Nah, no, you need to abduct them or torture them. I don't care what you do with them. Just, take care of the situation, okay? By any means necessary. So this Attorney General Nelly Calderon is going to present charges against Alberto Fujimori because he was the co-author of the La Cantuta University Massacre. The La Cantuta University Massacre. Nelly Calderon presented evidence that Alberto Fujimori acted in concert with SIN Supremo Vladimiro Montesinos exercised control over Grupo Colina, over the death squad, the Grupo Colina death squad. I'm not for sure, but group. Okay, the charges allege that the group could not have committed crimes of this magnitude without Fujimori's expressed orders or consent, and that the formation and function of the Grupo Colina group was part of an overall counterinsurgency policy that involved systemic violations of human rights. So there you go, man. If Peru fucking voted for Kiko, my God, you do have a short-term memory, because Alberto Fujimori was just going around fucking massacring, students and professors, just anybody over here, over there, forced sterilizations. Jesus Christ. Just for a taste of capitalism, free market principles, based on what? Milton Friedman? What kind of free market principles? This is just corruption. Corrupt to be fucking corrupt. There's what principles do you see here? So I'm going to come back and talk about the Barrios Altos massacre, which had happened actually, 8 months prior.